successful figures with articulate grinding of gears, LEGO decided to move on to projectiles starting in 2004 with the Kanoka discs. This of course built off the first Matoran released in the McDonald's Happy Meal toys, but I must say, the launcher definitely works far better than the swing of their arms. In 2005 we have the Rotuka spinners. This was used by both sides. The Vizorak, the Toa Hortica, and even Kitongu used each of these. Rahaga also used these, and in the film we saw them as more of a rotor pack. My favorite, the Zamor spheres, used by the Toa and Nika, but introduced with the Paraka. Still some of my favorite figures, and these pack a punch. Quite ingenious, allowing enough force and thrust to knock down any figure. Jumping into the depths of Mahari Nui the next year, the Baraki came equipped with their squid ammo. To this day, I don't fully understand how these work. You see this? In the year I received Karapar, okay, that worked. So yes, done right it can work, but mounting it and just working with it, you get the idea. Yeah, I don't think the Mahari figures were ever intimidated much by these. Bark is far worse than their bite, as the metaphor goes. But let's remain here in the Bionicle world. The Toa Mari had a much different blaster, known as the Kordak blaster. This one uses darts, essentially like what you'd find in a harpoon gun, so it definitely fits the aesthetic of being underwater. Boom. Hold the figure lightly and push hard just to get a response. The Midax Sky Blaster. Introduced with the Fantaka, specifically Pohatu, Liwa, and Kopaka, I went a long time without owning a single one of these figures, but they use the same spheres we find in the Zamor launchers from 2006. They simply load into the cylinder by stacking. I think the max is 4, but I'm generally surprised. I wasn't sure how well these work, but my friend really raved about them. To put it in perspective, launch that off camera and it has plenty of energy behind it. Yeah, Makuta definitely had a force to be reckoned with. At the end of the year, with the introduction of Tahu, Gali, and Onua,
Ninra Ghost Blaster.
This one may just be the most unique out of all of them, as it uses air pressure, simple rubber pump, and much like the Kordak Blaster, gotta hit it with just enough force. Loosen it up, and boom, there it is. The Thornax from 2009 is a surprising build, taking the simplicity of the Kanoka discs, but the projectile we associate with the Midak and Zamor launcher. In fact, I can easily fire a Thornax fruit, but it also supports the Zamor sphere. Literally part of the system. Such a great amount of variety, starting with the simplicity of the Kanoka, even the complexity of the Kordak, and then returning traditional to the Thornax launcher. It was a simple change, going from mechanical arms into full-on weaponry, literally from gears into war. The Zamor launcher probably remains my favorite, especially with the quality of the Midax Sky Blaster, and both of them sharing the same ammo. Yes, these all shoot, they're all a type of gun, but they have a ton of variety. If you think about it, it's really half and half. First half of Bionicle, we had moving parts. Then in 2005, the Hortica had a single mechanical arm and the introduction of the Zamor sphere. And the next half of Bionicle was all about projectiles. You could say 2004 was easily the transition. I think what I can really take from this is how LEGO introduced so much force into a small package. Like, these aren't ridiculously complex, but they're very well made, they're strong, they're very durable. Where we are right now in 2021, these are still working without any sort of issue. LEGO really embraced the simplicity, from a simple pinch action to a finger pump. Who but us LEGO fans can confirm our figure from 2001 can operate with a weapon from 2009?